What's going on, everybody? And thank you so much for tuning in to Blackout TV on this segment of From the Ground Up, where I get to take you into the blueprint and the successes of Black business owners within our community and around Los Angeles. I had the opportunity of sitting down with the founder and creator of Gents Gentlemen's Lounge in Inglewood, California, Mr. Trayvon Robinzine. Now, anyone can start a business, which I highly believe everybody should, but it takes a very dedicated and hardworking person to make a successful business. As we sit down in this next piece to talk about the importance of what it takes to make that change. Straight into college for you?
Yeah, I went to college. I did college, for a couple years, you know what I'm saying? I majored in psychology,
Ooh.
And this is part of being a barber, and I didn't even realize that because we are therapists, you know what I'm saying, in this game. I mean, we don't look at ourselves as that, but we do take on other people's tragedies or complications or difficulties in their life, you know what I'm saying? But I did cut hair in college, but like I
don't think you've not cut hair anywhere yet.
I cut hair everywhere I went. I just kept it with me, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know that I had a talent that, God blessed me with. So, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was just trying to make money, just trying to make sure I get myself ahead, you know what I'm saying? I've always been in the streets, but this right here, I mean, you can't really straddle this. You can't really, that's what I was doing. I was straddling this. I was in the shop, I was in the streets. I was in the shop, I was in the streets. So one of my owners I was working for, he just told me like, hey, look, pick and choose what you're gonna do, So I just chose to take it seriously, manage my business right, you know what I'm saying, and still do me, I mean, it's not easy what I do. Some people look at me and think that this is something easy, and it's not easy being an owner at all, you know what I'm saying? You go through a lot. Everything is on you.
Now, a part of being an owner, not only about the barbershop, but just a Black owner and understanding financial literacy and foundation of something. What other business owners or people really put advice into your head or in your mind, or things that you've taken away from other businesses that you've instilled into your own?
Yeah, I took a lot from a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying? I'm really more like an observer. I like to observe a lot of different things from people. I don't really go on, I'm not a showboater. I don't like to tell people what I got or what I'm doing or anything like that. I'm usually the one that's just gonna watch you and just, see how you do it. And that's what I, learned from other guys is just seeing how they did it and how they ran their business. Some failed. I learned from them, even the ones that failed, because every one that I looked at, they didn't really. I'm not saying they didn't do well, but some do, some don't. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take, from bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? But
now, within every single household, the neighborhood, or even the barbershop, you always have the one wise man that says, "Stay ready. You don't have to get ready." And for Trayvon, he tells us about an opportunity that was an unexperienced miss that became a life lesson that he cherishes now.
I got a call from 50 Cent, and I met him. I seen him. I was driving down the street, and he was in Hollywood. We was in Hollywood over here on San Vicente at the Big Five. So I seen him at the light. He was actually walking at the light. So I was driving, and I seen him, and I was like, man, that's 50. So I said, let me turn around, and I seen where he was going. So I said, I think he's going to the Big Five. So I pull up in the Big Five, and I go in there. I got my cards made because as a barber, you got to have your cards
always,
on you at all times.
Always. That's like guerrilla
ID.
Marketing.
Yeah, that's ID. So when I go in there, I seen him over there. I seen him looking through the rack, looking for shorts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I walk up to him. I say, "Hey, man, look, 50, man. My name's Trey. I cut hair. I'm a barber. You know what I'm saying? I want to know if you ever cut your hair. You know what I'm saying?" So he looked at me, and he said, "You got a card?" I said, "Yeah, I got a card. Here you go." I gave him my card.
Boom.
He took it. Cool. I said, cool. I said, I know what. I had to drop a name just to make him feel comfortable, let him know I ain't no fan. I only want an autograph and nothing like that. So I told him who I knew and stuff like that. So he said, cool, I'm going to get at you. I didn't really think he was going to get at me. So I left, went on about my way. So we jumped about a week later. So I'm at my son's game on a Saturday. Usually I'm in the shop on a Saturday, so I figure I'd take off and go holler, go see my son, watch him play ball and stuff like that. So I get a call from 50. My phone rings. Pick up the phone. I said, yo, what's he say? He said, yeah, man, I got a call from a guy, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see if I can get my hair cut. So he said, I said, who this? He said, yeah, this Fifth. I said, oh, yeah, Fifth. I'll be there in like 20 minutes. Send me the address. Send me the address. Where you
What's
at?
up?
So that's what I'm saying. You have to make yourself available.
And you keep your clippers in the car?
That's the thing. That's what I'm getting to. So I'm at Beverly High. My son is playing there and stuff like that. So my other shop I had, it wasn't too far from there. It was right here on the Brea and Highland. So I shoot, you know what I'm saying? I said, 50, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Just send me the address. I'm waiting on you. So he said, call me when you get your gear. So I shoot to the shop. I got my man right here cutting with me. He knows. So I shoot to the shop, get my gear. I'm packing up. So I don't know. So I pack up my stuff. I'm calling him. He sent me the address. He sent me the number. He didn't send me the address because I would have went up there just, you know, at the door like, you know, I'm ready.
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Let's go with it. So I got the number. I'm calling him. I'm like, Fifth, I'm 5 minutes. I'm ready. Give me 5 minutes. I'm packing up. I'm on my way. 5 minutes too long. I'm calling him. I'm leaving messages. No nothing. This man is not picking up. So next thing you know, I seen at the premiere of his new movie, he got a hat on.
Damn.
So I see the premiere, I'm like, Fifth, he just, you know, so I left him hanging like that. So if he's watching this, you know what I'm saying, Fifth, my bad. If I ever see
Curtis, my man, hey,
you, man,
round
care,
two.
Bro. You know, that's on me. Cut on me, though. You ain't got to owe me nothing. Cut on me.
Once again, I'm one of your hosts of Blackout Television. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to follow me, my @ is Boogie D Beast, BOOGIE DEBEAST. And before I tell you guys what else is going on, I'm going to pass it off to somebody who can do it a lot better than me. My co-host extraordinaire, the Miss Jersey across the bridge from New York, Christina Bobina.
Thanks, Jordan. I'm Christina, and for this episode of From the Ground Up, I got to talk to multi-talented author T.Le Sure, author of Wild Thoughts of an Authentic Soul. T.Le Sure, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you guys for having me out here in this beautiful park here. I love it.
Well, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You do too.
So I want to ask, at least to start with, where did all of this start? Because you're not just an author, but I want to know where your inspiration for writing just came from.
So I've always loved writing, and I've always done like stream of conscious writing. So whatever I was going through at a time, I had to journal it, write it out, my frustrations, because I was very much an introvert as a child.
Oh, okay.
So my way of getting things out was to write it out. And the interesting part about this book is that these are just poems that I wrote stream of conscious. Like whatever it was that I was going through, I wrote it out in these poems, and over the years I had a book.
That's actually really funny, because I was going to ask you about that, because some of them do seem like stream of consciousness, and I wasn't sure if it was just that or if you were going from a super personal experience, because it seems very personal.
Yeah, those were when I was some of those poems, I was going through my hardest times in life, and I was in school, so my mind was sharp. So some of it was like, okay, this sounds really good, but it was really like real authentic emotions that was put into those poems.
I love the word authentic.
Yeah.
And it's great, because this is not just a book of your writings,
right,
but you also encourage other people to write.
Yeah.
And one of the first questions you ask is, what is authenticity to you? What does authentic mean to you? So I want to know what authentic means to you.
Authentic means to me is just being yourself, no matter what, being you, walking in your power, loving every part of you, the good, the bad, embracing it all. Just being, taking pride in who you are and understanding that you are who you are for a reason, and there's no one else like you, so embrace that.
T.Le Sure has been writing since her youth, and as a best-selling author on Amazon, she really does bare her soul and truth in this new book. Wild Thoughts of an Authentic Soul is so inspiring, and I had to know who inspires her.
My mentors, Maya Angelou. I love Maya Angelou. In my mind, I'm like, I want to age gracefully like her. I loved how simplistic some of her poems were, but it was like so to the point and so impactful. So she's someone that I really admire. Michelle Obama. I love Michelle. Just it's just Michelle Obama. That's all you got to say about Michelle. Like, she's everything. There's some really great business aspects that I love about Oprah. And Oprah actually had a podcast, I don't know if she still has it, called Super Soul Sundays, where I gained a lot of spiritual insight from the people that she brought on. So all of these women are people that I really like, admire, and I try to emulate, because I know it's more so it's in me. If I admire parts of them, that's because I know there's pieces of that in me.
This book is so much more than a collection of poems. She truly pours out her soul. And I became an instant fan after reading it. But the true awesome part of this was getting to speak to her.
So where are you from?
You know, all over. No, it's funny. Both my parents are from Chicago.
Okay.
And they're from like West Side Chicago, which is like crazy part of Chicago. And I was born out there. And during that time, my dad was in all kind of stuff in the streets. They were like 18, 17 years old when they had me. And he came out to California to move in with his dad to kind of figure out how to provide a better life for me and my mom. So once he kind of got on his feet, he sent for me and my mom, and we moved to Long Beach, California. And I was there all the way from being about 2 years old till high school. So I'm from Long Beach, Iowa City, but I was born in Chicago. And then I went to school in Riverside and just lived all over. And I went right back to Long Beach because Long Beach is my peace. I love it.
The ocean.
The ocean, that is I used to ditch class when I was in high school. I would go to the beach, and people were like, what are you doing? Like, people would ditch and go smoke or do stuff. I'm like, no, my peace is the beach.
Just the beach.
Yeah.
Being an author is not easy, but when you're bearing your soul, it makes it that much more personal. I had to know what it felt like to publish this book.
It was amazing. The response, well, some people felt sorry for me at first, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, you don't gotta feel sorry for me. Like, I went through, everybody goes through stuff, but like one friend was like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I didn't know all of this. And I was just like, it's good, girl. But then it's interesting because I had women that were like in their 50s, and they're like, you told my story.
Wow.
And what I realized is that there's some women that never were able to be that vulnerable or read something as vulnerable, and so that just helped empower them.
Wow.
I just got different responses, like, I didn't know you could write so well, or, you know, just all kind of stuff. And I'm just like, oh, thank you. So it was well received by people, especially women of all ages.
T is not just interested in empowering women through her writing, but also through a women's group that she founded. Here's her talking more about it.
Women's group is more so a safe space to open up and talk, and we do different exercises. We do things like staring into each other's eyes and really telling each other what we seen once we stared into your eyes, because people don't do that anymore.
No.
You know, we're not like looking at it because it's like, oh, what's wrong with her? She's awkward. But that's, you know, it's the eyes to the soul.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to do more of like just slowing down and paying more attention to each other, because I feel like everybody's intuitive, right? Everybody can pick up on certain things. It's just people are choosing not to. And you never know what I might see in you that I need to tell you to help you on your, you know, progression through life. So
Yeah, I mean, your book does that too by itself. So it's not surprising that you would come up with exercises that you can do in real life. So it is very important. We don't connect anymore as a society. We're so disconnected with our phones and our technology. Even the fact that you printed this is very rare that you have print books anymore. People do a lot of stuff digitally, and I feel like there's a connection, there's a soul that's also in the print, in the words as you're reading them.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate you. It's a love fest right now.
I could easily relate to each piece. But my personal favorite is entitled You. Under the love and admiration theme, T discusses how she broke down the pieces in the book and its themes.
Yeah, there's different themes. So I broke them up into themes based on the feel for the poem. So there was like the first intro, you'll see like me struggling with self-love, right? And kind of talking about what that was and what I was going through at that time. Then it kind of transitions and it talks about like love for other, like, you know, being in these toxic relationships, because when you're attracting toxic relationships, it has a lot to do with your internal feelings about yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it goes into like romantic love. I also go into what love is in terms of just, you know, when you're really feeling somebody or when you really admire somebody. Like there's this girl that I was just like so in awe of, because she was so confident. She was like a spoken word artist, and it's like everywhere she went, like people just loved her
Mm-hmm.
spirit, and the things that she talked about was very uplifting. So I used to just kind of like, no, I don't want to say stalk her. I didn't stalk her, but I would see her at events, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was like she was a celebrity. I don't know why, but I was like, I want to be like her. I want to have that confidence. So there was a love that I had for her and an admiration that I had for her. So I just talk about love in general, and even love, like love nature, you know, love family, love friends, love animals, like just love. Everything that you do should be operating from a space of love.
I'm your host, Christina, and you can find me on Instagram at @TinaBaby53, or check out my YouTube vlog, The Struggling Blacktress. Thanks so much for checking out this latest episode of From the Ground Up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell for future episodes. Thanks for tuning in to Blackout TV.